Puddle ripples on both opening logos is a pretty heavy-handed sign that nothing new awaits us in this film. In the last movie, it was 87 miles southwest of Isla Nublar, and I don't doubt its relation to Costa Rica, but damn, at least be consistent about how you describe where these islands are in relation to things. That said, movie still thinks we give a shit about where any of this shit takes place.
1, 2, 3!
Man, this is such a lovely area. It has the best green screens in the entire world. Also, is Spielberg on set today? No? Sweet, let's go with the quick and easy green screen shot. Hurry! Movie requires the absolute most extreme father-son adventure conceivable by man in order to even have a plot. Also, that's definitely Tommy Tomasino from The Sixth Sense, who I've sworn to notice and hate for all time on behalf of Haley Joel Osment.
What happened to them?
Come on, I pretty much had it with this mystery-killing shit. The last movie showed how thrilling it can be when you can see the danger coming. The only dinosaurs that could have done this are the pterodactyls, which the Jurassic Park series has given the finger to so far. It's almost as though this movie's CGI was specifically created to insult Stan Winston.
Actually, Charlie, those are herbivores. They really wouldn't be interested in fighting with each other.
Dr. Grant would be amazing at cinema sins. What a freaking buzzkill this asshole is.
Is this Alan?
I am almost certain that they wanted Alan and Ellie to be married and together on the adventure in this movie. But they aren't, because Alan's going to need someone to call who can send the entire military to save him later.
He's a great guy.
No, he isn't. You take that back.
All our theories about raptor intelligence, what they were capable of, we weren't even close.
Tell me.
I think that was the next thing he was going to do, until you interrupted with your new husband. Until you interrupted.
They were smarter than dolphins or whales. They were smarter than primates.
But still tameable by the movie after this one, because reasons.
The raptor was capable of sophisticated vocalizations.
Which we heard in the last scene. They really wanted to rub that Alan isn't with Ellie anymore thing into our faces, didn't they?
Are you saying that you wouldn't want to get onto Isla Sorna and study them if you had the chance?
No force on earth or heaven could get me on that island.
Oh yeah? So why am I watching Jurassic Park 3 then? Also, hilariously over-the-top statement designed for comedic reversal setup cliche.
But you can feel the difference.
Sexy archaeology.
Gonna have to back up in 4 weeks.
Dr. Grant once again has financial troubles that will make him easy to buy when it comes to going to Isla Sorna.
This is brilliant, Billy. Really it is. Sad to say, it's just a little bit late.
Dr. Grant?
Sketchy funding offer arrives during discussion of project's dwindling funds.
We have permission to fly low.
Grant somehow believes this pushy couple when they say all they want to do is fly over the island. No force on earth or heaven could get Dr. Grant on that island, so a private jet will have to do.
Even with what I pay you, couldn't you afford a better bag?
No way. This one's lucky.
Jurassic Park franchise goes for back-to-back lucky packs in back-to-back movies, one of the many ill-advised ideas this movie crapped out.
Alan!
Jurassic Park 3 can't tell you enough how much it hates you. Franchise totally takes the day off and borrows the helicopter arrival music from the first movie for the plane arrival music in the third movie. For the third movie in a row, only the good dinosaurs are visible at first.
Ben! Amanda, honey, Dr. Grant said that's a bad idea.
What?
He says it's a bad idea.
What's a bad idea?
Téa Leoni tries to be more annoying than her Bad Boys character, and this movie is actively trying to get the audience to mutiny right about now.
That's a Tyrannosaurus.
I don't think so. It sounds bigger.
It sounds bigger? Damn, this guy didn't even graduate from the Prometheus school of running away from things. Everyone survives this plane crash, but only because we're on Dinosaur Island. All those white people to eat and the dinosaur chooses the one black guy. That's totally racist. All the remaining white people survive this. Dinosaur plane soccer. I'm going to guess there were easier ways for this dinosaur to chase everybody, but miraculous escape is miraculous, I guess.
Nobody move a muscle.
Just because they all run does not mean Dr. Grant would then also run. He believes standing still is the best way to survive, but then abandons it to become the last guy in line in the stupid runaway party? The fuck? Run through the woods was just an excuse to get these two titanic dinosaurs to start fighting, which I'm absolutely fine with. However, epic fight takes like 30 seconds and is basically a waste of our time.
We called everyone. We did everything we could.
So, Paul and Amanda thought it was a better story to say they were a couple of thrill seekers looking for a guide rather than telling Dr. Grant about their missing son? Wouldn't he have been more likely to go with a true story rather than the lie?
Oh, sorry.
Divorced couple is definitely going to start loving each other again because of the adventure cliche.
I don't remember that on InGen's list.
It's because it wasn't on their list, and that makes you wonder what else they were up to.
The T-Virus?
So, Mr. Kirby, tell me, when you climbed K2,
Are we really going to spend time interrogating an already known liar about his K2 exploits?
There's no such thing as Kirby Enterprises, is there?
That's on you guys, actually. You didn't bother to check out the business before you agreed to go on this trip. Also, how did Mr. Kirby collect enough cash with his paint and tile store to rent a private jet with 3 mercenary guys who would dare to fly in restricted airspace?
Okay, fine. Go ahead and scream. And then when that tricyclops attacks you, don't come crying to me.
Skip! Wow, Isla Sorna continues to provide a bounty of convenience, as Dr. Grant's beeline path to the coast just happens to pass right by crucial missing kid evidence. This island should be called Isla Coincidence.
The battery's dead.
I got an idea.
I'll power this camera with my Maglite batteries, which are surely the same.
I'm Clifford. There's a cliff. There's a big cliff.
This is not the same dialogue from the first scene.
Camera's still on.
Who gives a shit? Leave it on. What the hell was that all about? The skeleton of Ben manages to make an appearance, but how dinosaurs didn't finish off the rest of his body makes me realize the movie just wanted to have a skeleton in it. Amanda decides to grieve where there just happens to be a brilliantly lit nest of eggs gleaming like a treasure in an RPG.
Dr. Grant, you should come look at this.
You should come look at this cliche. I just stole some raptor eggs, face.
Eric!
Jesus, these two keep taking turns yelling and scolding each other for it. If they listened to Dr. Grant and shut the f*** up and do what he says, the movie would probably be over by now. But to make the length of a normal feature film, these two have to be some of the most clueless, self-centered morons ever put to film. Raptors run around like ghosts in horror movies.
I got $1.10.
You mean the vending machines are powered on? Guy who knows better decides to smash a vending machine because clearly they haven't made enough noise already. Also, this is something that definitely needed the element of surprise so that everyone could be startled and unsettled even more than they already are. Can't you just go to the one that's already smashed? No? I guess you're going hungry then. Okay, so I'll give you that the raptors are smart, but definitely not this smart. You mean to tell me that this asshole would rather pretend like he's encased in formaldehyde rather than just go in for the attack? Super fast raptor is super slow at chasing humans. Being chased by raptors? Here's a handy herd of dinos for you to lose yourselves in. Also, when in doubt, just try to replicate from the first movie on a bigger scale, while being blurrier and edited more rapidly. So wait, the raptor didn't hear that?
They set a trap. They actually set a trap.
Yeah, but how did they know that you'd go back to find his body? Honestly, they have the collective power to just track these fools down on their own without trickery, so why did they even bother? Sensing that it's the villain in the movie, the raptor takes his sweet-ass time here instead of killing Grant immediately, so that Grant has time to escape. Seriously? So the kid is here, right now, ready to throw smoke bombs and save Dr. Grant because he just happens to be in the area? So this is missing kid ex machina, I guess. Seriously, maybe the stupidest thing any Jurassic Park movie asks the viewer to swallow, even worse than Motorcycle Raptor Bros, is the fact that this dumbass 12-year-old survived 8 weeks on Dinosaur Island. I mean, 8 goddamn weeks! Last movie, a heavily armed force was driven off the island in 2 days. This movie's adults started dying off almost on touchdown. But this kid, because he reads dinosaur books, has lasted 8 weeks. My fucking ass. Also, I guess Eric learned how to cut his own hair after being on this island for 8 weeks.
I read both of your books.
Because every kid that manages to run into Dr. Grant has read his books. Also, kid eats a Nestle Crunch, which, when you combine it with the crackles in the last movie, means this series is extremely high on crisp rice chocolate bars.
And I just used the last of the gas grenades.
Phew. Good thing InGen left a perfect 8-week supply behind when they cleared out.
This is T-Rex P. How'd you get it?
You don't want to know.
Because even the screenwriters don't know.
I'm astonished that you've lasted 8 weeks on this island.
Yeah, but the movie isn't.
Alan!
Now that we're up in a tree, the no yelling on Dinosaur Island rule is free to be abused even by dinosaur scientists. Man, this movie really makes me miss Stan Winston.
Eric's always been a strong-willed kid.
He probably would have found his way to Dinosaur Island without your permission.
I'm so sorry that you have to be here.
This is actress Tay Leone talking to William H. Macy, which got filmed and made the final cut. The super smart raptors who know these assholes are here do not come back in the morning for vengeance or breakfast.
That's my dad's satellite phone.
Later we find out this is inside the giant dinosaur, so how the f can he hear it from here? Also, despite the fact that the satellite phone is shown here in a second to not be with the parents, somehow this island is small enough that Eric's yelling can be heard by the parents, and the parents somehow couldn't hear the phone. What the f is going on? There's nothing but jungle around them, but they amazingly find each other in a giant clearing made explicitly for reunions.
My phone?
Yeah, your satellite phone. Where is it?
I don't have it.
Well, then that makes this the luckiest satellite phone call ever. Somehow the kid managed to hear it, you guys all happened to be in virtually the same area when it began to ring, and a dinosaur managed to eat it whole without breaking it, making this reunion possible. Spinosaurus managed to make it through the jungle without being heard until the satellite phone began ringing. Oh my god, if that isn't the luckiest damn hole in the fence I've ever seen in my freaking life. Premature Relaxation. Movie that just showed us that huge-ass dino crushing a metal fence like paper expects us to believe this door can hold it.
Alan, you want to give me the bag back?
It's okay, Billy, I got it.
First off, Billy is way too suspicious about this bag for someone who wants to keep its contents secret. Second off, Grant decides for no reason to bear the burden of the bag, just so we can have this scene about what's in the stupid bag.
Raptor eggs.
It's not a Jurassic Park movie if someone isn't trying to smuggle something dino-related off the island. No, seriously, every movie. I bet Jurassic World has some theme park investor trying to smuggle a baby dino inside his suitcase or some shit. You watch.
Steel. Raptor eggs. Now it all makes sense.
What, like the raptors weren't going to attack you without the raptor eggs? Since when do raptors need a reason to go after you?
But I did it with the best intentions.
With the best intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
You're right. No more good intentions for me. I'm swearing that shit off. Only evil intentions from here on out.
You're no better than the people that built this place.
Damn, I hate Billy, but Jesus, that's way over the top in harshness, Grant. Grant still thinks taking the only path left is a good idea after the first path he chose nearly killed him. No one gives a shit. Pterodactyls, the Jason Voorhees of dinosaurs. Also, how in the f*** did this thing fly around and land without anyone hearing it? Also, you'd think we'd have seen one of these f***ers flying around the island during the movie. But no, they're all laying low for maximum surprise value. I've been carrying the parachute around with me the whole time. You know, just in case we got into this exact situation. Good thing I told that story about hang gliding earlier, or else this would seem totally made up. Man, it's amazing how the entire rest of this bridge that had that one part collapse right away has stayed intact for this race against Eric's death. Guy who was just revealed as a selfish asshole gets immediate chance to redeem himself, because this screenwriter runs a tight ship. A boring ship, but tight. The mama pterodactyl apparently pieced out after throwing Eric to her young, and allows this escape. All dinosaurs must slowly stalk their human prey for fear of ending the movie too early.
Let go now!
Hope you can swim! Well, I wish I could say that was unexpected, but at this point... Spectatodactyl! Thank God Mr. Kirby learned to swim in the last year, am I right? Also, thank God for the audience's sake that little anecdote from earlier paid off in some tiny insignificant way. Dactyl barely pushes door open for dramatic effect, which makes us think danger, but it's really just so we can see them fly prettily to freedom later, which makes no sense because of the thing we talk about in the next scene. Okay, so the pterodactyls have been living in Thunderdome this whole time, but in the last movie they were flying around free, and they're the only assholes who could have killed the boat guys in the beginning. So, were they locked in this thing the whole time, or are they free to come and go? I really hope these kidnappers get a happy ending. They're just the best, aren't they?
I have a theory that there are two kinds of boys. There are those that want to be astronomers and those that want to be astronauts.
For girls, well, they're lucky we even show them a telescope, much less make a profession out of it. This river takes them by a field of completely harmless and beautiful dinosaurs instead of a field of raptors and T-Rexes, because even the f***ing river bows to the screenwriter's whim.
Know something, Dr. Grant? Billy was right.
About f***ing what? Well, I made fun of the island for seeming too small earlier, but damn, how many hours down a river do these assholes have to travel to reach the f***ing coast? Darth Maulosaur. Oh, the irony. The hateful f***ing irony. Okay, so it's almost 7 a.m. here in what we think is the Washington, D.C. area, after looking at a license plate earlier in the movie. And we just saw these guys boating down the river when it was daytime. This island is 207 miles west of Costa Rica, a country that operates in the Central Time Zone, and 207 miles west ain't shit to the Central Time Zone. So, is this movie saying they've been boating for so long it's nearly 6 a.m. where they are and totally dark outside? They're only an hour behind Ellie, so what the fuck? Wait a second, this cage was completely submerged in the water, remember? They were so underneath the water that the Spinosaur couldn't find them. So how did they hit the bottom of the river but still be able to go up for air?
Hey!
In the middle of the terrible rainstorm, the Spinosaurus hears and falls for this distraction, despite having a perfectly good victim in front of it. Finding Nemo lighting underwater allows Dr. Grant to find what he needs. Now, I just need to figure out what light source could possibly penetrate the water this far below during a rainstorm. And more importantly, where or what that light source even is. You want me to lasso the moon, Mary? This flare gun still works. And the water apparently has some sort of Exxon spill on the surface. Or maybe it's just a comment on how dinosaurs became oil. I'm not quite sure what to make of this, actually. Angry Dinosaur runs away completely, instead of just around this patch of fire here and back at his intended target.
Remember when we went fishing a couple of summers ago?
Nope, skip. I definitely re-love my ex-husband face.
They want the eggs.
Do you think so?
She thinks you stole the eggs.
It's because she's a woman, isn't it? If this asshole blows through one of these things and is actually able to talk to or confuse the raptors, I just might scream. Movie wants you to think the raptor blowbox had something to do with the escape, when it was really just the chopper noises. Ellie has the power to get the Navy and the Marines to come on a rescue mission?
She sent the Navy and the Marines.
Well, one sort of needs the other to get where they're going, but I hear what you're saying. That f***er lived. Also, how did they find Billy before they found everyone else? Didn't they just get here? Pterodactyls have been nothing but raging murder birds this whole movie, but to facilitate a happy ending, they're done with that now. Just looking for a new home is all. Pterodactyls waited a long goddamn time to try flying off the island. I mean, how long since the last movie? Also, somehow the fourth movie will completely gloss over these escaped pterodactyls, I guarantee it. Seriously, f*** these guys. Well, at least it was short. But hey, those pterodactyls are totally gonna kill everyone in San Diego now, aren't they? You mean Election, Sideways, Citizen Ruth, About Schmidt, and Nebraska Alexander Payne? You mean most of those I just mentioned Jim Taylor too? What the hell? This is like when you find out J.J. Abrams wrote Armageddon, and you're like, yeah, but who really wrote this?
Alan!
You're still the best.
So, recapping.
The Knights of the Golden Circle was a Southern extremist group operating in the North to subvert Union forces.
Amanda!
Hey, I'm looking for Amanda Hugginkiss.
I came home like I always do, and I went in the front door, and I took off my coat, and I put down my briefcase, and I said, "Honey, I'm home." Only there was no one there.
There's a boat.
Rescue boat?
No. It's, something left behind. But it floats.
They float, Georgie. They float.
Oh, Billy.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering.